speaking of Viewfinder, I think we've got the run ready. Let's go ahead and do some Viewfinder Jumpless 100% by the Masked Mango. Let's pet some cats.
Oh yeah, let's pet some cats. Thank you for that awesome intro, Satan. My name is Mango, or the Masked Mango, and joining me for some commentary because I'm absolutely going to need it throughout this run. I have a very dear friend of mine, Ozmourn.
Hello everyone, my name is Ozmourn. I am the community owner and leaderboard owner for this game. I ran this game myself. I haven't ran specifically Jumpless 100%, but I have ran both any percent and 100% for this game. And so seeing and looking at all the different strat differences between regular 100% and 100% Jumpless is going to be very fun, and I hope that y'all all enjoy the really hard work that Mango has put into this category. It's been their passion project for quite some time. I've been seeing updates in the Discord server, and this kind of run has been an absolutely amazing thing to see progress on, and so I'm super excited to see Mango show it off here today.
Yeah, thank you. And quickly before I get in, since we are doing Jumpless, I'm going to come into the key bindings and just get rid of it, so I don't accidentally cheat. Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, we're just gonna jump straight in. Well, not jump straight in. So yeah, time is kind of weird in this game, but it's gonna start as soon as I load in to the first level. So let's say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You counted that down beautifully, actually. So I will say that collision in this game is, while in most cases it's pretty sturdy, other times it can kind of just be a really loose suggestion, and that's kind of like what makes this category possible. As you can see, this is going to be something that Mango does pretty frequently, and essentially just colliding with a lot of different geometries in this level, such as this chair, in order to get up there and get some more height and not need to jump at all. But generally speaking, Viewfinder is a first-person puzzle platformer, very inspired, of course, of your typical puzzle platformers such as Portal, Myst, Superliminal. You know, all of those games are all inspired off one another, and Viewfinder is absolutely no exception. It was like the indie summer darling of last year.
Yeah,
it was an absolutely amazing thing to see, and I'm very excited to see what we have here today. One thing about this game is that it is actually incredibly marathon safe because of the fact that you can actually just rewind anything that you do. And so if you fail a strat, there is no such thing as soft locking in this game. You can just rewind and do it again. And so in this first level, you can see that there's going to be a little bit of mechanics regarding these photos that you're going to be seeing throughout the run. Any photo that you see in the environment, you kind of just paste into the environment, and then anything in the photo becomes real, and that includes all the props in the photo, specifically something along the lines of a battery. You're going to be seeing these batteries being used in order to charge up the teleporters that will lead us from one level to the next, or from one level to the hub world, and that's the hub world that we're in currently. So Mango, can you explain to the audience a little bit about how how has this category evolved in your eyes, and exactly what have you been doing to make this kind of category possible?
Yeah, so my original inspiration for even doing this category was watching another runner of the game's any percent Jumpless, and me being the 100% enjoyer that I am, decided, hey, I kind of want to see if it's even possible to do, because at first I didn't think it was, but I was like, I'll give it a try anyway. So a big strat that you've already seen me do a lot, is tilting photos ever so slightly, just to make my life a little bit easier to make it to certain platforms, just that, like I said, that little bit easier. But side note, I think I just broke it.
Did you break the paradox?
Wait.
I just broke it.
Are we gonna have to cut to break? No, we're not.
No.
This game has like a very loose plot that you don't really like pay much attention to. I didn't really pay much attention to it casually, but this we're in a simulation right now, and there are these 4 scientists that have been working in the simulation in order to solve the climate crisis. And as you can see, this is what the real world looks like after several thousand years of global warming. And so right now they're trying to solve the climate crisis within this in this simulation. Spoiler alert, they kind of solve it. It's like very vague how they close the story at the end. But with that being said, after this cutscene ends, Mango is just going to, I'm getting my speedrunners mixed up. Mango is going to just quits to menu and then enter the game again in order to skip a lot of movement again, just teleport directly in front of the teleport that'll lead them to the hub. And so this level, I really like that strat, not gonna lie. I did not think that would be so simple, but you made it look so easy.
Yeah, that was one that I was kind of worried about taking forever and like being really, really hard, but I'm glad I figured that one out. This one, this is Falling the Level. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Hans?
Yeah, so this level, you just fall. That's like the strat. But one thing that I like to say about this level is that I feel like this is just like the devs trying to flex their skills on us, because of course the whole mechanic of everything in the photo becomes real doesn't just apply to literal photos. It applies to like paintings, drawings, like anything that you can pick up and paste into the environment, anything that's like interactable, you can just turn into like a real thing. And so that's something that we see here. I wish that the game took a little bit more advantage of this. You're going to be seeing levels that have more variety in the type of drawings that they use, but it's going to be a little bit different from what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, all the different drawings and art styles are so cool. Like, that's one of my favorite levels just because of how it looks visually. Like, it's so pretty.
Yes, and now we are introduced to another mechanic, is the photocopiers. It does exactly what a photocopier does. For example, in this level, you need 2 batteries in order to just start the charger that'll help us exit the level, and so you can just photocopy it once. And one thing that I neglected to explain, or that either of us neglected to explain, is that this is 100% jumpless. And so 100% game implies that we have to collect all the collectibles. As you can see, Mango is picking up all of these little ducks. In this first level, the 4 ducks are the collectibles in this game. There are going to be different kinds of collectibles, including planets, mahjong tiles that we're going to be seeing later. And so there's also camera filters that we need to pick up. And so there's like a bunch of different things that we need to get. And all these collectibles will help us unlock more achievements and more stuff that we're going to be able to use throughout the run. And so that's kind of the main idea behind that 100%. As you can see, those are the 4 ducks right there. And of course, there's also the extra levels. You don't need to beat every single level in a specific world in order to progress. You can just beat the main levels, and then any teleporter that you see that has like a little bit of a glitchy effect on it, that's an optional level, but you do have to do it for 100%, of course.
I'm surprised you made it this far.
And
it's our kitty.
Unfortunately, we can't pet the good boy just yet, but here he is.
Have you finished exploring?
Yes.
Well, I have some good news. We have added some pets to our counter thanks to this $10 donation from Derek GNC, who says, "From Chrono's cat wouldn't stop bugging me because all kitties need pets. Go fast, pet cats. Cheers." Thank you so much for that donation. And that brings us up to 6 total pets for our kitty cat Kate. And chat, I have a quick request as the host. We are at $2,410.50. If someone wouldn't mind donating for more pets and adding a nice little 50 cents onto that donation total, that'd be really nice for my brain. Thank you.
Or you could add a 49 and just mess with Satan even more. That's just an idea.
Oh no! Yes,
nice
either mess with me
99.
or make me happy. I don't mind either way. It all goes to Little Warriors.
Nice one.
Yes. One thing about this level is we're kind of working with illusions, and like if you ever played Superliminal, it's similar to the optical level in which paintings that are like literally painted on the wall, if you look at them at a specific angle, they become real. And so that's a mechanic that we're going to be seeing significantly throughout this level. And one important thing to note, those are the magnets. Those are the magnets that we're going to have to collect throughout this level. This level is collectible here. And this particular section in the game is actually really finicky because you have to place all of your paintings in a very particular way. If anything is even slightly off, then it will stop you in your tracks and you won't be able to line yourself up to exactly where you need to be in order for the paintings to become real. One thing about the fact that this run is jumpless is that if you've ever seen a typical any percent or 100% run, you can see that maybe there are specific glitches or skips that we do at any percent that we can't do in jumpless because of course they require jumping. There is a way that that I keep saying that I'm okay. There's another runner in the community named Bagel Cat, and I don't know why I keep confusing. They're two very different people. There's no reason why I should be confusing the two people. And so right here, we're going to we're pretty much using these stationary cameras in order to take pictures of different parts of the environment, including the teleporter at the very end. This is the first version of the cameras that we're going to be seeing. Later in the run, we're going to be seeing a actual physical camera that you can use and carry around yourself. But right now, we're just introduced to the stationary cameras.
There's 4.
And to our kitty cat case.
We
have 6 pets so far.
5.
Let's do 2 more.
And
5.
6.
Aw, so cute.
I'll keep track so you don't have to.
Okay, thank you. I was like, I knew it was either 4 or 6. I know it was one of those two.
So far that's all the pets we've got, but chat, if you'd like to add on to that, !donate, every 5 CAD on that incentive is a pet.
And now we have the orange magnet. And so, as you can see here, I really like this strat specifically, and that is the strat that Mango's doing where you can throw the battery in the air and then take a picture of it mid-air in order to, not need to put it down yourself, just be able to do it from there. This is the Tomodachi. This is a very nice part of 100% in which you have to water your plants and then proceed to do the rest of the a part of the level and then come back and water the plant again. And then just keep doing that as you're progressing in the level. That's kind of the fastest way we can do it. Admittedly, there is no way in the world that you finish watering the plant before you're actually finished with the progression of this level. The Tomodachi just takes way too long. And so while we're waiting for the Tomodachi to grow, this would be a nice time for some word Satan.
Yeah, absolutely. I love saying words, and I'm going to say a couple words about Little Warriors, which is the charity that we are benefiting. Little Warriors is a national charitable organization focused on the awareness, prevention, and treatment of child sexual abuse. They also advocate on behalf and with child sexual abuse survivors. For more information, visit littlewarriors.ca or type !info in chat. And a little background is that the Little Warriors Be Brave Range Treatment Center opened on October 14th, 2014, meaning that it has now been open and helping survivors for more than 10 years. An absolutely incredible cause that has helped countless people over the years and needs your support to continue helping the people who need it most in our world. So !donate in chat, and let's get some more cat pets for good cause.
Thank you so much. And as soon as we see the bee, actually that's where we know.
There's where our collectees show up, yep.
Yes, exactly.
So we got 2 out of the 4 that we need so far. We got 1 more in this level, and then the last one in our optional puzzle of World 2 here. So, ooh, that was mean.
Yeah, this one's always finicky to me.
So here I'm going to be doing something that we call juggling, which is a lot harder than I'm going to hope I make it look. Because I'm pretty much just going to be pushing one battery with another, so that I don't have to do as much back and forth between, or within the level. Did okay there, but it could have been better.
Very nice.
Thank you.
In this particular level, this particular level is really weird because you have to be able to, first of all, put one battery here, but also the battery.
Put it close enough.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if you have enough height for that. That's unfortunate. But then you have to take a picture of the battery because the charger needs 2 batteries in order to make the teleporter turn on.
But also here, I'm getting my favorite collectible of the game. I'm totally not biased or anything. It's me.
It's you. You're totally not biased.
Yeah, no, not at all.
And then it's the optional level. One thing about the optional levels is I'm pretty sure that at least one of the collectibles will always be in an optional level. And so that's kind of like the game forcing you to play the optional levels if you really want to get all the collectibles in the run. And so we're gonna take 2 pictures here. One to make the teleporter be in view of the camera, and then another one to straighten it because the teleporter we cannot just interact with it. In case it hasn't been obvious, you probably picked up on it, but the teleporter needs to be upright at a certain angle in order for us to actually interact with it. If it's too steep or like too low, then we won't be able to, or too tilted I should say, then we won't be able to interact with it. So now we are going to level 3, Qilong. Shout out to Qilong because the voice actor for Qilong is actually in the Discord for the game, and he is very supportive of the speedrunning community. I just wanted to shout that out real quick. And so this particular level, we're gonna see another RBG puzzle right here, and normally you'd be able to skip part of this by jumping all on those frames, but of course this is jumpless, so we are not able to do such a thing. There is technically a glitch that you can do with the RBGs that don't require you to turn them on, but it's like really precise. Have you ever done it successfully, Mango?
I have. Like, I've started going for it in like normal any percent 100% PBs, but it's hard. I'm not very good at it, and I like the puzzles that I would be skipping out anyway, so I just figured I'd do the puzzles normally.
Yes. One skip that Mango just did right there is actually rewinding after picking up the camera, because typically when you pick up the camera you have to wait for a certain amount of dialogue to stop in order to use it, but if you rewind and then pick up the camera again, it completely cancels that out, so you don't have to worry about that at all. And this level, this is the exact same strat that you would use in any other run. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff that you're going to be seeing, in level 3 is a lot of the normal strats for any percent runs. Of course, with the slight, slowdown, the fact that we can't jump, because also typically you can jump upstairs to get a lot of height, but that's unfortunately not feasible here. We're going to collect 1 mahjong tile right there. You gotta make sure that you check every nook and cranny for this. This is a level that was in the demo that has changed significantly throughout the run. And so we're going to be getting rid of the world by using the getting rid of that pillar by using the photo and having both of the batteries drop right on top of the charger that activates the teleporter there at the end. And we just keep getting introduced to new and newer mechanics, don't we?
Yes, we do. This game has a lot of new stuff.
Game with a lot of new stuff. Specifically, World 3, I think, is the world that introduces the most mechanics back to back to back.
This level is actually the first one that I'm going to be doing differently from what I've shown the two of you, and a strat that I just came up with in practice. So what I did there was I took a picture of the teleporter through the wall and just placed it beneath me so that I could fall into it instead of needing to walk all the way up to it. Because falling is fast.
It is.
There's a better example of juggling right there, by the way.
Yeah. That's a very nice juggle.
Anyway, that was weird.
It was weird. And so in this particular level, we also get the film reels. The film reels, of course, will act as actual film reels do, when you can just take more pictures with the film reels. But we also get introduced to another mechanic after this level. Do we have any updates on the pets, by the way, before we get into it?
No updates on pets just yet, but we want to see more. Remember, y'all have until the end of the run to donate for more pets for Kate, so a little bit less than 30 minutes, probably not very long. We gotta go ahead and get those pets in right now to be able to pet that cute kitty cat you just saw on your screen and you're gonna see again. So remember, !donate and apply your donation towards that incentive to make it happen. Every 5 CAD equals 1 pet, and I'm still waiting on somebody to either mess up the cents total or round it back up to a total number. Remember, we're at a 50-cent end on that, so I really want to see that change for better or worse.
Right here, what you're going to be seeing is these levers that you have to pull, and as you can see, the lever has a connection that leads to the teleporter, and so it's not enough to just turn the lever on and then take a picture of the teleporter. You have to take a picture of the lever and also the entire connection that leads to the teleporter, and if that connection gets broke in any way, shape, or form, then the teleporter will not work in like the picture that you take of it. And then in this level, we have the push buttons that activate a timer that will start and then stop if you are to... if you if you aren't fast enough to get to the teleporter. So as you can see right there, stepping on that button will start a timer, and it's getting off of the moment you get off of it. And so right here is another one where this particular timer is this particular teleporter is sideways but has a timer. If you take a picture of the timer and then the teleporter, after you have turned the timer on via the lever, it will start counting down the moment that it gets disconnected. And so this is a very cute part of the run.
So yeah, for this camera filter, for the sepia filter, I need to have 6 of these little robot guys, 6 Dustins on screen. So I just place 3 of them down, take a photo of them, use that picture as a ramp just so I don't have to have another picture otherwise. And yeah, we just got one of the, I think, like 26, 28 camera filters that we need.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm. So this one is really nice.
These photos, they're super precise. Sorry, I just wanted to mention that is all of this really needs a lot of precision because you're not jumping. It's kind of easy to forget that you're not jumping.
Yeah, it is easy to forget that you're not jumping. We're gonna visit the Stonehenge real quick. Win this next collectible. Boom. Ooh, you got that midair. That's really nice.
Nice.
This level actually will not have a lot. Like, can you do the frame perfect rewind in this? Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you can. I don't see why you can't.
I'm
For some reason in my mind, I'm just like, can you do that? No, that doesn't require jumping. You can do it easily. Are you gonna go for it?
Yep, I'm gonna go for it. Hope we get it. At least relatively quickly. It doesn't need to be first try.
Yeah. This last level, this is the last required level of World 3. We don't really have many strats to talk about, except for there is one strat at the very end, the very last level of World 3, or at the very last puzzle of this last level, I should say. And then, so if you walk too close to that battery, it will become a painting. But then if you rewind and then you let go of rewind, the moment that the painting turns back into an actual battery, you can walk towards it and it will stay a battery like that. That is a frame perfect trick, and you need to be very careful with it. It only saves... It doesn't save as much time as one would think. I think it saves like less than 20 seconds, or like 13 to 15 seconds if done like first try. But even the fact that you can just rewind really quickly makes it worth a couple tries to do it. And if you can get it like within like the first like 5 tries, it's a really good time save.
Yeah, I was gonna say after like 4 or 5 tries, it stops being as worth, but it's still worth to go for, even if you don't get it first try.
Yeah.
Something that we haven't really been talking about is that little menu strat that I've been doing. In the normal category, there's something called train clip, where you sort of wedge yourself into the corner of the train and jump out of it. But the keyword there is jump. So instead, I'm doing what would usually be our backup strat and quitting to main menu as soon as the next help world loads in, so that it brings me there just that little bit faster.
Yeah, exactly. And it actually, well, the next time that we're in the tram, it actually will be better to just do that. So that in the last world, we don't do the tram skip, because of the fact that when you do the tram skip, and when you like load and when you like load the level yourself, it will actually have 2 different spawn points. And so that's something to like keep in mind, because in the last level, the spawn point from like just restarting the file will spawn you a little bit closer to where the teleporter is to the levels. And
Also, this is something.
This is like the one strat that I don't know about, and I need you to explain it to me.
This is a little something called wall clipping, where I'm going to be driving this Rubik's Cube through this painting here, and backing myself into that sort of metal grated portion of the wall, and then spamming the rotate very, very quickly, so that if it cooperates, it will push me through the fence just like that, and I can skip a little bit of platforming because the way you're supposed to do this casually is there's a picture up there that you use to break the wall, but I can't jump, so I have to just break everything and push myself through the wall. And in this level, I'm low-key grateful that I can't jump because I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah, the mug launch.
Yeah, the mug launch. Everyone's favorite strat.
Everyone's favorite strat. It's a time saver. It's a really nice time saver. It skips all of what Mango. I'm gonna do that so many times throughout this run. I was talking to her earlier today, and I don't know why. Yeah, it's just 2 people with foods in their names, and I keep messing them up. I talked to both of you today. It was weird. Anyway, so all of the stuff that Mango is doing right now, it would like mug launch would essentially skip. You don't have to actually use any film at all with mug launch, except for like one picture.
Yeah, mug launch would get me here pretty much. I just skipped all of that other puzzle solving, and it's very, very helpful, but very painful to have to do. And it's lost me many PBs.
One mechanic that we haven't like explained that it's introduced in World 4 here is all of the like geometry that has like a grayish purplish tint to it that is completely unaffected by your camera. Anything that you take a picture of that has that tint to it, that has a color, it will not appear in your camera, and it will not get deleted by the environment if you paste the photo onto it. And so that's really important in situations like those in which Mango can just delete the floor and have the battery go immediately onto the charger to activate the teleporter. Or in situations like these where we bring the teleporter and we put the battery, we put the charger underneath the battery, and then we just exit the teleporter right there. And so definitely something that I enjoy a lot about this game is just the creativeness when it comes to all the different puzzles.
Yeah, totally. That last level admittedly took me way longer than it probably should have playing the game casually, because my brain went, oh, I can't mess with the walls anymore. They're all blue, and I can't mess with the teleporter in that last level. But it was red, so it doesn't follow the same rules as the blue ones, and that threw me off for a while. But yeah,
yes. And now we have boom boxes.
Yeah.
And the speakers, or like the receivers, receivers in this level, they will of course receive sound, and they will activate anything that they're connected to based off of the sound. That was really clean. And essentially when we use the boombox or the speakers and we activate them, like we're activating this one right now, it will produce sound, and then the receiver will pick up that sound and then activate whatever it's connected to, usually, a teleporter. In this particular level, we have to take a picture of this receiver 2 times, ideally 2 times. The fast strat is 2 times, but I've seen it sometimes if you mess it up, sometimes you have to do it a 3rd time. This level is really sneaky. You have to make the receiver get pretty much as close to the speaker as possible, and of course we have to collect this collectible first. But then after that, we have to get to the make this speaker get as close to the receiver as possible, so there's minimal walk distance between the pad that you stand on and the teleporter to the end of the level, because that timer that the pad starts is actually really, really fast. And then this level is pretty self-explanatory based on the other mechanics that we've seen so far.
just bring the speaker over since we only had one photo that we could use. Just making sure I did have all the collectibles. Setting should be 6 out of 9. We're very good. We're having trouble talking. We're looking good.
Yeah, we're looking good. Yeah. There is a strat that you can do in typical in normal runs where you only need two speakers in order to activate or 2 photos in order to activate the teleporter. It's kind of similar to a level where like you put the pad that you stand on and the teleporter in close proximity in order to essentially like activate and activate a teleporter from the moment that it gets from the moment that you stand off of a pad and go through it before it turns off. It's much more difficult because it pretty much turns off instantaneously, but that unfortunately does require jumping. And so in this particular level, that strat that you saw right there is just pretty much the intended solution to that level, but without jumping, with a cheeky little way of doing it without jumping.
Yeah, that was a really good example of what I said around the start by tilting photos a little bit to make my life just a bit easier. Here's probably the solution that I came up with in my casual playthrough. Just place them all side by side and it'll just line up for you. Yeah. Everyone decided to be nice for once.
Yeah. And then this level, this is not the bonus level I was thinking of. I thought this was the watermelon one. For some reason, the watermelon one we're gonna see in like a level or two.
Yeah, the watermelon one is the next one.
Yeah. But yeah, this is another optional level that we have here. World 4 has the most optional levels, and it has the most collectibles, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Out of all of the worlds that you have, either that or it's World 3 that has the most collectibles. This one definitely does have the most. This one definitely does have the most optional levels for you to do. And so, as someone who hasn't ran 100% in quite some time. Yeah, this one's similar to a strat that we saw earlier, in which you kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or to take a picture of both the charger and also the batteries, and that will allow us to have multiple batteries here because we need a total of 3 to activate the teleporter here on the charger.
Oh, okay.
That's rude. I love props in video games. Props in video games are very stable. I don't think I've ever been annoyed by any prop in any video game ever.
No, never. And for some reason, playing on lower FPS, because I'm playing on 60 right now, for some reason the physics of the props is just even worse than it usually is. They're just so much more bouncy for some reason. But do you know how that strat works, Oz? I honestly have no idea. I just know it does.
Essentially, you're trying to take a photo of that area where you just took the photo of the watermelon, while still having the watermelon in your hand. And so when you let go of it, it takes a picture of it. And so it's essentially trying to activate 2 actions at the same time, and that's just how the game naturally responds to it.
Gotcha.
And right here is a level. Oh, I was gonna say, did you do the weird rewind level that Brian Otto found? But I'm just that requires jumping, unfortunately.
That I just strat? Absolutely not.
The broken rewind. Yeah.
No way.
There's a broken rewind strat that's the hardest thing in the world, that Brian Otto found in this game, and it's something that has cursed any percent runs for all of eternity, because it's just so deep into the run, and also the most difficult thing about this run. But don't worry. If you want to run this game yourself, you can still save a lot of time without it. But of course, world record times do use that strat.
Yeah, I think it's something that only 2 people have ever done in a full game run. So
I think just Brian Otto and Zoochable do it. I think those are the only 2 people that actually do that strat. But Zoochable has a world record for a reason. So.
I know. I'm blanking. What's his name?
You're good.
I'm forgetting his name.
Thinking of A-Rock?
Yes, he actually took the world record recently too. So. Yeah.
Oh yeah, A-Rock does it, but like A-Rock's like built different.
Yeah, he's
A-Rock's
just
I don't understand
on the sauce.
what
Yeah,
A-Rock
he's
does.
just built different.
But right here, here's another level of just. This is more or less the intended solution. There's another way that you can do this level without needing to do all of the intended solution by having really tight movement before the timer stops. But unfortunately, the tightest movement that you can do does require you to jump over part of like the door frame. And trust me, like the timing is so tight on it that if you don't do that jump, it won't work. And so, unfortunately, we do have to opt for the intended solution on that level.
Yeah, that's another big reset point in PB attempts for me too, just because I miss it by like half of a second. Like it's just that rude.
It's like the tightest. It's like a lot more like a restricted time than you think it is.
But also, yeah, that was the weather machine. The thing that we were coming here to look for to solve climate change.
Yeah.
It worked perfectly. Totally didn't fall apart and destroy itself when we tried to turn it on. Yeah.
One thing about that level though is that when you so I learned this the hard way, and you're gonna learn that if you do runs for yourself the first time, is that like when you activate the lever that like when you pull the lever that activates the weather machine, you actually have to look at the weather machine in order for it to like break it down and for the cutscene to continue. If you don't do that, like I've like turned on the lever and then just waited for the like weather machine to go, but the flag in the game that activates the weather machine is that you need to look at it, and so if you don't look at it, like it will just never do its thing, and so that's something that you have to keep in mind. It's something that I've actually lost PBs to because I forgot to look at the weather machine.
Actually,
I also want to make sure chat does not forget. I'm sorry, you two talk so much. I gotta get myself in here.
Yeah, I can yap
I want to
forever, so please
remind
cut me
chat
off.
that. No worries. I want to remind chat that we only have until the end of this run to get more pets for Kate, who's that little kitty who you can see on the machine right there. Each 5 CAD equals 1 pet. Go ahead and apply that incentive. And we also have a new donation incentive open for Super Alloy Ranger. It's a boss rush. If we get that, then Juppy's going to play through the Ultimate Mock Combat IL with all the upgrades unlocked. And if you've ever seen that game, you know that bosses get shredded in it. It is absolutely beautiful to watch. So that is a $30 donation incentive. If we meet that by the end of Super Alloy Ranger, we go ahead and get that. So you can donate towards that if you like, but also remember, we only have like 10-ish minutes to do more pets in this run. So if you want to see more cat pets, please donate now. And if you only have 5 CAD, you can make that happen right now with your donation. So ! donate in chat and add that incentive.
Thank you very much, Satan. And this particular world, we are introduced to a new mechanic in which you have to take pictures of yourself. You have these cameras that are on timers, and if you walk in front of the camera as it's taking a picture of you, it will take a picture of you, and that's how you like teleport it. And I'll be so real, that's the first time that I've seen the solution to that puzzle in like 2 years.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, no other run will ever do that level normally. Because
every single other run when you jump. Oh, go ahead.
I know, I was just gonna say, because there's a strat that I was about to try and go for the normal any percent strat. No, I can't do that because I can't jump. But yeah, there's this little bit of level that you can do some parkour off of, and it's super cool and super fun. But it's, you know, I can't.
That was a strat that was found on like day 0.
Yeah, that was like
the first,
super early strat. Yeah.
Yeah, and it saves a good amount of time. But now we have to do that intended solution, which I haven't seen. Legitimately, I don't think I've seen that since the game released. So now we have the void camera. The void camera is exactly what it sounds like. When you take a picture of anything, it creates a void in like where you took a picture of it. I will say the first time that I took a picture with the void camera, it legitimately jump scared me. I was like, what is going on here?
Absolutely same.
But like as you can see, the void camera kind of shakes in your hand, but it does create a void wherever you take a picture of it. Otherwise, it kind of works the exact same way. The only real thing is the main, like, of course, roadblock with that camera is that like you can't take a picture again of whatever you just took. So that's just the way that the game kind of expresses this particular mechanic, and they're just creating a void in it.
Yeah, I'll be so honest with you. It was like when I first played this game, it was like maybe when I got to that point, it was like maybe noon, and I hadn't slept that night, so it really jump scared me. Because I was like a kid waiting to go on a field trip, and I just couldn't sleep that night because I was so excited for the game to come out, and then I just got jump scared by the void camera. So that was rude of you, game.
One thing about this level though is that it is kind of thematic, the void camera, only because a little bit of a lore update before we get into this final level is that as you can see, all the different worlds are named after the 4 scientists that worked on the climate crisis solutions, and this last world is kind of like an amalgamation of all their different ideas and all the worlds that they kind of just left behind because they realized that it was kind of hopeless. And so we are here to, solve that. Taking a picture of yourself there and teleporting yourself right to where the teleporter is before the timer runs out. That is the fastest way you can do this. Okay, this is the last. This is
that we can get some pets in. So, Satan, how are we looking on that?
It is looking like we're going to have to go petless, but that does not mean, once again, that you have nothing to donate for. There is our open boss rush incentive for Super Ally Ranger, and just a secret special note. The protagonist of that game is a cat girl, so if we get that boss rush, we will get to see more cat girl. So if you're a cat fan, there's still plenty out there for you. !donate. Also, we can say hi, Kate, and pet our own cats in our own way.
Don't say hi, Kate. You're gonna get emotionally attached to Kate, and that's gonna be really bad for you in about 5 minutes.
I know. Don't worry. I'm aware.
Yeah, try not to love Kate too much.
Yeah.
We all love Kate. But,
so yeah. This level, this is the final level of the game. We don't need to collect anything else, we just need to get to the end. And so right here we have a timer that is going to restart the level at 5 minutes, which is about like 3.5 minutes too long for what we need. And so as you can see here, the vast majority of what Mango is going to be doing is actually pretty intended and pretty similar to what you're going to be seeing like in any percent or typical 100% runs. For example, right there, just taking a picture of the photocopier and then taking photocopies of these images upside down. Those are all pretty normal things that you will see in any percent runs. And so
Oh, hi.
One thing that you have to keep in mind when it comes to this last level is actually managing a lot of your photos, because a lot of the photos that you take like in like the first like 2 sections of this level, you're actually going to be using for specific strats later in the level. We're going to be doing 2 more rooms. This room right here and this final room right here. Technically there's 1 more room after this, but we do have a strat that allows us to just get teleported immediately when we activate that boombox. Immediately get teleported right there. Wow. I've never seen anyone pull the lever that fast. But yeah, that is pretty much Viewfinder. Like that was the very last level.
Probably say about another minute or so. But yeah, that was
no perfect answer.
The last real bit of like hard gameplay. We just have a bit of dialogue to do, 1 more walk, and then go through the final door. So yeah.
Yeah, we should probably do our shoutouts now.
So yeah, that was Viewfinder 100%. I've been Mango, the Master Mango, sole runner of this category, hopefully not for too much longer. Yeah, this has been a huge, like Ozmourn said at the start, this has been a huge passion project of mine for the last few months, I think. I lost count. Bye, Kate, love you. I wish you well. But yeah, if you want to see more of me, I speedrun a whole bunch of games like this, a whole bunch of puzzle games, platformers, generally pretty hard games, on Twitch, twitch.tv/themaskedmango. And
the time
coming up on time when the stream cuts to black.
3, 2, 1, time.
GG.
Thank you.
Good game.
We do have a final bit of verification on whether or not I did get 100%. So we're going to be taking a look up in the top right-hand corner of the screen for 2 camera filters. Compressed being finishing the game, and then code for 100%. So let's hope we got it.
What's that?
Let's see.
We're gonna see it on the top.
We got it. Let's go.
Perfect. There we
That
go.
was
Perfect.
100%.
Yay! So yeah. Were you done with your shoutouts? I don't want to
Oh yeah.
interrupt you.
Yep. You're all good. Where can the gamers find you?
My name is Ozmourn. Again, if you want to run this game, please join the community. I am the owner of both the Discord and the leaderboard. If you have any questions about anything about this game, you can ask me and any of the other mods. I will gladly help you. And aside from that, I will occasionally, once in a blue moon, stream with my friends on twitch.tv/Ozmourn. I speedrun a variety of games, but most of the stuff that I do is casually. And also Justice for Kate, before you... Just for Kate. But other than that, this game is really good. This game is really fun. This game is probably one of my favorite speedruns of 2023 when it came out. Big shout outs to everyone over there at Thunderful, because they are very, very supportive, and also SOS, because they're also very, very supportive of the speedrunning community and have given us actually really, really good resources. Like a lot of the devs have given us like we don't understand why something works, or like we don't understand why a specific like mechanic in the game works, and they are they've straight up been like, oh yeah, I know exactly why this mechanic works, or why this trick works is because of the specific thing that we've coded into the game, and so like they're very, very supportive when it comes to stuff like that. But aside from that, please run this game. It's really fun, and also follow Mango, because they speedrun just like me every game that they can possibly get their hands on that they enjoy, and so yeah, there's that.
And yeah, thank you.
That's all from us.
For 2 runs.
Well, thank you both for being here. Yeah, this was an absolutely fantastic run. Thank you so much, Mango, for running it, and thank you, chat, for getting us to 6 pets for Kate on that run. That was really sweet to be able to do that. And it would also be really sweet to be able to add that boss rush to Super Ally Ranger. That is open right now. $30 incentive if you'd like to help us get that met and donate towards Little Warriors. And with that, that is going to be my time as your host at Prevent-A-Thon tonight. It was absolutely wonderful being with you all. I'm going to go ahead and pass to the amazing Sporadic Erratic and send y'all to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We've got more gaming coming up for you soon.